welcome to this special interview. I am Almameh Gibba, and then my guest here is the National Assembly member for Fonyi Councillor, Honorable Almameh Gibba, who tabled the Women Amendment Bill 2024 in the Parliament that seeks to repeal a law that bans the female genital mutilation in the country. Welcome to this interview, Honorable Gibba.
Thank you very much, Adama. And I appreciate the interview, and I'm also thanking all viewers, and I also thank Gambian Talent TV for spotting it out in this crucial time that we need to be equals in any law. And it's the core aspect of me working towards this particular bill. And I could also put it to you straight. This bill is not an FGM bill. It is an add-up and a connotation that the West or the conspirators want to use to set that fear aspect to the masses of Gambians. This is called female circumcision, not FGM. And the Gambia is not a country that practices FGM.
First of all, what prompted you to table the bill before the National Assembly, given that the practice has been banned in the country in 2015?
Thank you very much. Idea is the needs and aspiration of the Gambian populace. And I am a representation of the people. And my tag representation is Fonyi, Councillor. But as a National Assembly members, that's why we are called National Assembly, followed by our constituency tag. So what prompted me to work on to repealing, decriminalizing this bill? These were forces that we are using those tools, that decriminalized law. One, to insult our mothers. Two, to insult our tradition. Three, to insult our religion. And I believe any law appropriately tabled should be a law that will be for all and sundry. So the law is discriminatory. The law targets a majority of people who are practicing it. And I can tell you free that any good law would not intimidate the majority. So if a law is set for only a choice, it could be better for. So this is why I said it is mandated upon me as a representative of the people of Fonyi Council and most of the Gambian people that this law need to be repealed to see one unity, to bring peace and stability, and also see coexistence and the right for people to practice their religion. And again, the traditional norms and values. So if the country is barred, or the majority of those people are barred into practicing their religion and their tradition and culture, it means we need to revisit. So this was what prompted me to say, I think it's high time for me to come with a law. Very simple, amending. It's an amendment. So I don't know why the roofs are hitting. But if you look at the populace of the country, the Gambia, majority are saying it's a good welcome. But the minority, including the activists that had shared values in what they are saying, are now the ones making those assault. But when the ban came, the majority are saying no, but the law is there. So it is us, as representatives, for us to make the law vibrant, the law to be equals among all of us, in which both sides should feel in equality before the law. Therefore, this was why I came with a private member bill to work towards repealing the bill. Simple, making sure if Fatima wants to do female circumcision, Fatima is free without no bar or threatening by the law. If Khadija said, no, I don't want to, Khadija is also free to do or believe whatever is practiced. It's just like in our Islamic phenomenon, lakum dinikum waliya dinikum. Your deen and your religion cannot change. Your other part. So this is about religion, this is about culture, this is about sets, values, and this is about a higher percentage of practicing Muslims who believes in this. And I believe so, it will only bring peace if it is repealed.
So you said it is religion and then it is cultural, but there are some other religious leaders who are saying that this is not it is not a religious practice, like it is cultural, and then the health implication that it has on the girls who are taken through this practice, they say it is very harmful medically. What is your take on this?
I can tell you, whoever said it's not religious, maybe he's been left behind, or he's been carried by the waves of the West, or the waves of the activists who want to giantly advocate in terms of gaining their pockets. I can tell you for free, the Prophet ﷺ Sunnah is of 4 elements. One, the Prophet ﷺ will say that you are to do like this, and in Sunnah. The Prophet ﷺ, another Sunnah of him also is, he will see you doing it and he's quiet. Or he will see you doing it and rectify you. Do you understand? Or he'll advise you and say, do it. In this way, it was practiced by Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. And Ibrahim is, if you look at the question of belief of deen, Ibrahim is the father of the prophets. And in which Allah had emphasized Ibrahim being the Khalifa of Ard. In which also Ibrahim alayhi wasalam, the Prophet ﷺ inculcated and saw a woman who was doing it in the Prophet ﷺ time. So what the Prophet ﷺ said, if you want to do it, the Prophet ﷺ saw the woman that take the top part of it. Don't overdo it. If you overdo it, it will harm the girl child or the woman. And these are the practice traditionally that we are doing. And a woman who was arrested in Basse, he was doing it for 30 good years. I talked to that lady. I talked to that old woman. The woman said, since he started doing it, he has never get any casualty, death, or any health implication. Or as they have said, that blood will be flowing, you cannot stop it, children will die. And a whole lot of others that I knew. I made my background check in my constituency and various constituencies, traditional and people who are practices of this. And thirdly also, I have also talked to women who I can vividly tell you that our mothers, our grannies, don't know what hospital is all about. But they have 15 children, 10 children, 17 children, 8 children, without any single complication in those times. And now, so if they say there's health complications, whatever, I need evidence, empirical evidence. You go to hospital, tell you, for example, I'm not saying that's the figure, some hospitals said a 5,000 delivery in 2023. Among that, no single casualty in terms of maternal mortality rate and said this percentage, 10% or 5% or 17% or 20% is connected to female circumcision. We want data. Let them show us empirical evidence. Let me tell you one thing, Magasi, in this world, we have to be realistic in whatever we are doing. No matter what pressures in all angles, what we believe is we have to be ready to speak the truth. And we should not be agents to sell our religion. We should not be agents to sell our cultural value. We should not be agents to be pocketed by ideas of the mindset of the West. So in so doing, these are things that prompted and said, it's okay. I think I will walk on along that line. And I can also tell you true that people are speaking. But those who were speaking, they were the people who wanted to bring this particular bill. I can put you for free. I think yesterday's newspaper, your Pharaoh Standard newspaper, the deputy speaker sitting guy said, this bill will fail. I'm sorry for him. He is not ready to inform the populate what went wrong. The delays of this bill is caused by him.
Why?
Let me tell you this, and I want you to go to the archives of the National Assembly. Our last sitting before we close for December session, our budget session. I want you to go onto areas where they talk of matter. This thing came on matter of the day. And that matter of the day heralded when arrests were ongoing for people who were doing it. So Honorable Suleiman Sao came with a matter of the day. After laying the matter of the day, I can tell you 88 to 90% of parliamentarians are in support of this repeal.
So you said the bill was delayed by the deputy speaker.
I'm just coming. So when it happens, where he was, he traveled. He called people that he want to lay this bill. He want to work on repealing this bill. We have not reached that end, but we will split the beans. I am a Muslim, and I believe I am people's representative. And I don't need to lie to gain popularity. I don't need to lie or to tempt anybody. But nobody will use media to caricature or tempt people as if you're nuisance about this. So when it happened, he said he want to lay it. He wrote to the clerk, office of the clerk processes. Suleiman Saho, we discussed. He said, I cannot bring the bill, but you can discuss among you who want to bring the bill. It was Seni Jawara who wanted. He went out and discouraged all of us that he is going to bring the bill. It was a push and pull, a tussle in his own office and here in the clerk's office. It was a heated thing there. It's a long story.
So
with all barricades that he had did, we survived onto
are
it.
you telling the viewers and then Gambians that the deputy speaker is trying to play a game?
He had played game to make sure it doesn't come, and he succeeded in last sitting. I am telling you, it's supposed to come in last sitting, in which he insinuated and agreed. We have records. And I wrote a letter cautioning the happenings in this assembly, that there are influence, there are methods, there are barricades that are laid for me not to bring this particular bill. And I have evidence of those records that I have wrote to make sure that somebody is trying to disrupt our progression. Administratively, he has no right. He said he's not interested. He's now fooling people that he's going to bring, and now informing people that I'll make sure it didn't happen. So in so doing, I left off. Then I went outside and drafted this bill. Sick outside assistant. Because what I knew was he was trying to play games. Even if I use the assembly to draft my bill, it will not progress. So this was why I drafted out. People need to know the happenings. When I drafted outside Parliament, I succeeded in making everything is online. I now wrote, Office of the Clerk did the gazetting and all processes. Today, the bill is laid in front of National Assembly. Even before laying it, they're still pushing to make sure that my bill would not be tabled at the ABC. There are a lot of barricades that is in which he, the Deputy Speaker, is part and parcel. But today, based on the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I have succeeded that the bill is in the front of Parliament. And I believe that this bill has no qualms. And the bill is for the interest of the majority of Gambians, and the majority of people who are Muslims, and the majority of people who believe in the tradition, and they should not be bad. But today when he go himself in the media and parade in newspaper as if he's blackmailing people, he is fooling himself. We will proceed no matter what. Even the bill fails, we have other avenue to make sure we resurrect the bill to make sure the Gambian people must be exonerated from this terror. This I call him a big terror. This is discrimination. If a higher populace of Gambian people are conflicted with this law, where you have your right to perform your tradition, you have your right to perform your culture, but you are barred because of interest groups, or because UN said this, or this agency said this, when your people are suffering. And I can tell you, as the saying goes in our Gambian context, that saying 95% are all Muslims. So if you bar them among these laws, it's going to be a criminal, or a deterrent, or lack of faith as a people. And I'm telling you, he went himself. He has stood on his own leg. That majority deputy speaker said this bill will fail. When he was the custodian, do you know what he wanted? He wanted a political score. Okay. In which, when he knew that agents or international communities are not happy with this, he backed out. And using his own whatever to make sure he destroyed the bill, not to be late. But he didn't succeed. We are foot soldiers, and we are here to represent people. It doesn't matter the position, whatever he paraded himself saying, he has his right to say. But we are going to pursue, and members of the National Assembly are very cautioned, and they know that this is a bill that is 100% in the bargain of majority of Gambians.
Okay, Honorable Gibba, those people who are against the bill would say that when Jammeh banned it, people like you and then those people who are supporting your bill, that they were here, but they were not making any call for the repeal of the law.
One, I was not a National Assembly member.
But you were ordinary citizens.
I was not a National Assembly member, one. Two, when the bill was banned, I can tell you, I live in Fonyi, and I can tell you a lot about Fonyi. A week later, Jammeh's mother organized what we call circumcision, traditional, in his own village, and it was practiced.
When Jammeh banned it?
When Jammeh banned it, a week later or two, the mother organized and tell that this is tradition. And there are influences, I can tell you for free. Jammeh was saying zero, no, to this practice. Against this practice, I mean. Some of the activists were jailed because of advocating for this. So in return, it came, and influentially, I can tell you that there were games between the corridor playing the mindset in which they succeeded in making Jammeh to ban this, push it to the legislation, and they were using it in 2016 to campaign against Jammeh, that Jammeh is not ready for tradition, he doesn't believe in, and he had banned this.
So are you telling me that despite Jammeh banning it, but still now the practice was done in his own
Yes.
village.
Not only some, in the 4 years, everything was going on. No arrests, nobody was intimidated. I can tell you for free. When Jammeh left, it's the same thing. It was these years when people are practicing it, this government, arresting starts. And activities were in the loggerhead of those people who are doing it. If the law was there, no arrest was made, we will not reach where we are reaching today. I can tell you for free. Because if you infringe my right to perform something, I will restore back to a law. We believe in religion, we believe in tradition. We will not say, let's go and demonstrate that this law must work. No, no, no. We will use agents, aids, that is National Assemblyman, in which I am part and parcel. That can we go through the process, and this is what we went through the process of legislating to decriminalize it. Demonstration is not the solution. And I can tell you for free that last Saturday before last, when we had an open day of parliament, I will tell you some of these things that triggers these issues that are happening. You know, activists came to Balde and others, activists, they came to this parliament. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is the area where they were occupying. When they came, they hide their banners, after what I was briefed inside parliament here. When they came to this and they said to the officials in parliament that they want to take pictures. In that picture, they removed their banners and demonstrated inside this corridor here. So when I saw that, a token among the society, a token, less than 25 people, a token, can disturb the peace and stability of this country? I said no. So people, concerned groups and people and us, whatever, said I think we should also emulate it. I said no, no, no. In Islam should teach us this way. We have a bill to work on. That is Monday. It will be delayed. Whoever believes, wherever you are, put you on fare, your vehicle, join whatever, and come back. Come to the National Assembly. And we demonstrated, in which activists knew that we are ready for seriousness. And this law had a majority affection to the livelihood of Gambian people. And again, our societal and traditional approach is affected. So Monday, we occupied the whole stairs of the assembly, peacefully. The activity came there, if you have where to sit. Outside also was jam-packed. So you see the chronology that is going on. So we told them that if you can regroup and not be shouting and shouting and shouting, we will also regroup and inform the public that we are equals. So in democracy, what does it say? Majority carry the votes. So why did they want to silence the majority and now also, empower the minority?
So are you hopeful that your bill will pass through?
No, for me, I have no qualms. My bill, I am very hopeful that it will go through processes. I don't see this bill failing. For National Assembly members, whoever is representing people here, they are not representing UN Secretary General. They are not representing WHO. They are representing Gambian people in constituencies. And each of those constituencies, a higher number of percentages are people who are practicing female circumcision. And in so doing, it's better for you to work with your people. Because today, I am elected by the people of Fonyi Council. I'm not elected by Gutros of UN. How can he sit in UN whatever and now warn Gambians? This is the highest betrayal. I can tell you, there was a law that was passed in France that abortion is legal now. In Portugal, where Gutros is from, transplanting is done. You can change your organ as a male to a woman. They transplant it, which is more brutally mutilating than that one. So you see how hypocritical West are, how hypocritical organizations that are ready to make terror to Africans. And I can tell you for free, Ghana had legislated a law of banning what we call what? LGBT. Uganda did the same thing. But now, I can tell you, the wave of LGBT is coming. The wave of LGBT is in the highest year. So all these are issues that I think we need to build a system to cover and maintain the status quo of our cleanliness, to maintain the status quo of who we are as Africans, to maintain the status quo of our religious value, and to maintain the status quo of our cultural heritage. UNESCO promotes the right of culture. It doesn't buy. So now, if they're saying that they are buying this, and now my culture is infiltrated, are they not contradicting the law itself? I can tell you for free, this is why respect is gone for our sisters.
Thank you so much, Honorable. We've seen also that the price of food prices is going up, and then Ramadan is just at the corner. Um, what is the position of the National Assembly into this matter to ensure that prices of goods are, put to a stable position that it will not harm the citizens of this country?
Yesterday, we had a debate. I think the Minister of Finance was laying his annual report of the budget execution. So there are a lot of complaints that we have laid to the minister. And I think it's high time for us to revisit our policies, to revisit our programs, and the government to be prudent in making sure that food is as important as the daily life of the individual. And when you look at the issues of skyrocketing of prices, rice now, American rice now is about 2,250, 300 in provincial Ghana. Here is about 2,150. So now you realize that how many of those will be able to make ends meet of that bag of rice. So we put on the minister that there must be a mechanism to put in place to make sure these issues of high rocketing of price should be carved out. And it will not be better than this Ramadan. And I'm telling you, we all know 2,200 and something. Maybe in weeks or later, they'll go. But now if you talk to them, they'll say, the country, we don't have what we call price control. So it means everybody is a bird that flies on its own. And as a country, you have to be principled. And again, as they say in the democratic dispensation, I'm sorry for this government. I can tell you for free. In Jammeh's time, you don't even see this holding of skyrocketing of prices. But the moment you talk, they say, no, this is dictatorial. Everybody should be free to do whatever. Even whatever you want to kill people, you have that freedom. You want to bring instability in issues of security, you have freedom. Everywhere you go on knocking doors and bullying people, it's a free right. So the president needs to take bold steps in making sure he regularizes this. The president should not be as quiet as whatever. Taking ownership of a country, you're not taking ownership of a graveyard. This is a country. He needs to be talking. He needs to inform people. He needs to talk to businessmen. He needs to engage and make sure he walk onto subs and see it for himself. So this was what Jammeh was doing. And when Jammeh was doing the here, say, Jammeh will also be selling potato. Jammeh will be selling onion. Jammeh will be selling that. He'll be selling meat. This is what he knew. In leadership, you have to be proactive and understand the mindset of people. That's the only way that you can build a country that will be of informed decision in all aspects. And if people are hungry in a country, it's not good for our peace and tranquility. So I believe the government will take action on this, and they should shift the way they operate to make sure that they work towards alleviating some of those living standards for Gambian people. And it should not be better than now. And I think they should work to make sure at least they coordinate and set up good agendas to the wish and aspiration of the Gambian people.
So what is your take on the security condition of the country and the influx of drugs in this country?
Magasi, I can tell you for free, sometimes I look at this country, it seems as if this is not the Gambia. Security of this country is as important as our daily life. Let me tell you one thing. If Barrow had lost every advice that Jammeh gave him before he stepped down, but if Barrow had took one advice that Jammeh told him that never compromise with the security of this country. If he had only paid and adhered to that advice alone, he could have take ownership of this country. But I can tell you today, even you, in your house, you're not safe. Even journalists, as you move, you're not safe. You cannot even go at night. If you go at night, they'll leave you, armed robbers will come. People are attacking people in their houses, taking materials by force. Wherever you go now, you're not even safe as a country. But the only way that you can secure ourselves, let the Gambian security take ownership. Today, I can tell you for free, if a country like the Gambia, State House is manned by foreign forces, PPO, close protective officers of Barrow, is manned by outside forces. Our areas are manned by outside forces. But internal securities, key areas, strategic areas are manned by external forces. Do you think we'll be able to have that hope? So it means if all the arrests, all the torturing and the breaking and the killing that is going on in terms of danger of security, Barrow is now saying that I and my family will be safe, but the rest I don't mind about that. And this is not should be the way it should be. Everybody has the right to be protected. But agents that we are seeing in terms of security is a challenge. Security officers are not even safe. They are gone down, killed.
So what do you think can be done to address this?
One is Barrow should
rising
know.
crime?
Barrow should know that it is high time for him to take ownership of the country. Barrow is not taking ownership of the country. He has his brother who is helping him, Macky Sall. So if that is happening, you think we'll be able to uphold? And people who are in his cohort, they're not helping the man. Barrow is very vulnerable. I can say it. Even in Parliament, I do say it. Barrow is very vulnerable. The people on his side are not ready to help him. They are only filling their pockets. Ask the cohorts. They all have mansions, story buildings, monies. Their children are all outside. Do Barrow know that? I wonder. So now, they are just in a circle. He will only do this when he is no more president. So the better that he realizes that people who are within me, in my circle, are not helping me. Because if they are helping him, Barrow has interior minister. Barrow has a defense minister. Barrow also has all what it takes. But why are we still facing this trial? Why are we facing this crime rate? Why is it not to be solved? So I believe so. The only thing that he can do is he needs to reset his system. In resetting his system now, he needs to take ownership of the country.
Thank you so much, Honorable Gibba, for granting us this interview, and then we appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Thank you, my guest.